Guys, what is guys? Guys, disk partition. So what is disk partition? So when you install the OS, so how much GB is assigned? How much GB is took for the a disk? Something like a 20 GB, right? Took the 20 GB for the disk partition, right? Yes, am I right? Yeah. So here, how much you created? Something like how much you created here at 20 GB. So this 20 GB is for installing the. So installing the something like this 20 GB is installing the OS, right? This 20 GB is for installing the OS. Okay, a 20 GB disk, hard disk. So what is that naming convention, guys? So the hard disk information will be available in the file system hierarchy. Which directory the hard disk information will be available in the file system hierarchy?
etc.
This is for configuration.
Configuration.
Yeah.
Dev.
In devices,
Yes.
in dev.
Yes, very good. In the devices, so the disk, whatever the disk you are keeping in our server, or whatever the disks you are keeping in the server, the servers will the hard disk will be available under the slash dev. For example, slash dev. So the hard disk naming convention. This is the SATA disk. SATA disk. One disk is nothing but a guys. One is nothing but a SATA disk A S D A. So the disk name is SDA. So where it is available under the slash tab. So how you can find out which disk? So in the which disk something like what are the partitions are created and which disk the OS is installed. So the command is something like lsblk. What is this, guys? lsblk means list of block devices. List of block devices. How you can get the list of block devices? You can get the list of block device in the lsblk command. List of block devices. Something like I want to add another hard disk. I want to add another hard disk. The hard disk name is 2. So this is the SATA disk. What is the naming convention, guys? The disk name is, guys, tell me. So one is A, two is
B.
SATA disk B. Yeah. So I created a disk. So whatever the hard disk, so something like this 20 GB hard disk is, so this 20 GB SDA is the hard disk, the hard disk space is, or whatever the space, the hard disk space is the hard disk space is attached to a, a directory. Attach it to directory. Attach it to a directory. So this is the 20 GB space. You want to give it to the slash, something like a slash hurry or slash DBA logs or something like a app logs. You want to give the another, you want to give the, you want to give the another 20 GB, something like another. I'm taking the another 20 GB for SDB. So SDB will be SDB. I will be attached to the app log. SDB will be attached to the app log. Now the directory. So app log directory having the 20 GB. App log directory having the 20 GB. 20 GB. So before we need to attach this, before we need to mount. This is the mount. So before we need to mount, so definitely we need to do the we need to create the partitions. Something like you can create the partition SDA, SDB1. The total will be attached to the app logs. Or something like I want to this 20 GB. This 20 GB want to attach to something like DBA logs and app logs. App logs. For example, this is for 10 GB, this is for 10 GB. You can create this SDB into SDB1 for 10 GB, SDB2 for 10 GB. So SDB1 for DBA logs, SDB2 for app logs, SDB2 for a app logs. How we can create the partitions. So by using the fdisk command. By using the fdisk command. Fdisk means format disk. Format disk. How we can verify the disk information? df-ht. So df means disk free. Disk free. How you can check? So by using the df-ht command, these are the attributes, options. So df is nothing but a disk free. So how much disk free? So what are the which device which partition is attached to the which directory? It will show it on the under the /etc something like that. df-ht. Sorry, df- it will be inactive. So I'm restarting the session. Guys, tools. Guys, so are you logging through the putty only, right? So while practicing the commands, you are logging through the putty only, right? Not from here, right? Not from
Yes.
this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are using something like so putty or mobile extreme or something like a n remote ng. So you guys can use a multiple. So one of the putty so one of the tool same like as a SSH tool. So it will be connecting the servers from the Windows. So we can download here. We can download it from go to the download. Yeah, stable version. Imagine. I think let me check if it is installed or not in my machine. It is asking yes, guys. Before that, yeah, this is installed. Click this one. It is asking something like next, 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 next. So in Windows, something like a next, next, next. So you can download the .exe folder and we can install it. But Red Hat or CentOS or Linux. So how we can install the packages, softwares? Guys, soon we will discuss those things. Finish it. Installed, right? So yum remote ng. Yeah. I open this remote ng. Yeah, guys. Something like, for example, I want to a new connections file, new connection. So I want to give the name of the connection. Something like I will remove everything. Delete, delete, delete.
So this is also same as like putty.
Yes, same as like a putty. So something
Okay.
like this is a new connection. Something like a Red Hat 7. Definitely there will be a difference, but the purpose of this tool is same like as a putty, but something like. So in putty we need to provide the username password right after something like I will show you
Yes. Yeah. Once we log in, we need to provide username and password.
username password. But here you can provide it here only. You can provide here only something like
Okay.
networking connection. The host name is no host name specific. Somewhere here we need to provide the delete the connection once again. Delete the connection. So you don't think you can delete this. New connection file. New connection. You want to show this information. Okay. Here we need to specify the username and password, but here I need personal tools help you. Connection panel, new panel. Mhm. And here I need to add, delete the folder. Here, new connection, new connection. I want to specify the here something like it will show in. So the username, password, and hostname. Let me pop so here is a switch to one second, something I missed out. Homes, new features, remote engine, install. Yes, I don't know why it is. So here we need to show the information how we can do this. This is the channel guys. Import from the port stream. Not this one. Guys, I will show you later. Something like the installation requirements. Yes, we'll show it to you. We'll show it to you later. So super putty, super putty. So there are multiple commands will be there, but I don't know it is upgraded. It is upgraded. New connection file. Shit. Yeah, guys, we'll show you. We'll show you later because of it going another run something. Yeah. So df hyphen. So what is the command? Disk free command. Df hyphen ht. So you see, guys. So something like what is the 20 GB? So 20 GB. So SDA1, something like I will show it to first. LSBLK command is for the list of block devices. So here, so we have how many disks? So we will remove these two, right? Yep, yep. Oracle, or else, so we'll connect this IP, sorry, IP space. Control L for clear the screen. So this is 11111 guys. I'm connecting with the center 7. Another machine. So guys tell me 192.168.56.112 IP address. So here I think it is not opened. Let's start that one. 1 second. Oracle, Oracle virtual machine. Is Oracle virtual machine? Where is that machine? Yeah. So the powered of Center 7 Red Hat. Yeah. So Center 7 is installed. So again, you can go to this. You can go to this inactive session. So restart the session. Or else you can go to here, root, Red Hat, IPA. So 112 guys. Or else from here, you can use the duplicate session. Use the duplicate session. Then it comes root, Red Hat. We will change the font size, change settings, use the change settings, appearance, change. Here if you want, you can change the settings here. Center 7. So DF icon. Select first LSBLK. List of block devices. Guys, how many devices are there? Only one device is there, SDA. So we created partition SDA1 and SDA2. So in SDA1, we created a 1 GB partition that is for boot, and SDA2, so we created a 90 GB partition that is for, so that is for a so that is for a root taking something like a 17 GB and 2 GB for swap, 2 GB for swap. Guys, we created a two partitions. One is SDA and another one is SDA1, another one is SDA2. So whatever the space it will be attached to the, it will be mounted to the under the directories, under the directories. So something like, so disk free, how you can verify if the disk is free or not? Something like boot is, so something like what is the boot is something like a 1 GB. So 1 GB, how much, so what is the type of the file system, XFS file system? So size of the 1 GB used is 150 M. So available is 856 M. The percentage is also 15%. So on which directory it was boot, it was mounted under boot. So something like a slash. So slash. So how much GB? 17 GB. So 1.5 GB used. Available is 16 GB. So how much GB used percentage? 9%. You got it right, guys. If you see the LSBLK, you will get the list of block devices. So where you need to check the under which directory the device, the hard disk information will be available under the slash dev. Here also we can figure out. So we can figure out SDA. So you see SDA, only one hard disk is attached to this, attached to this, to this to this server, attached to this server. For example, I'm attaching so another 20 GB. I'm attaching another 20 GB, that is slash dev. That is slash dev SDB. Another 20 GB. I will be attaching another 20 GB. Something like, yeah. So this is the 20 GB, right? I go to the settings. Go to settings and storage. Yeah. So when we will attach the hard disk, so definitely the server will be in the shutdown state. The server will be in the shutdown state. Then only we can attach the disk. So you need to shut down. What is the command of shutdown, guys? You need 0. Shut it down the emission. Center is 7. So go to the virtual machine. Yeah, this powered up. Then go to the settings. Yeah. Now you see the storage. If you go to the storage, so it is something like before before these two are something like a disappearing. Now it is appearing. Something like you can go to here. So something add a optical drive, add a add a hard disk. So here so something like I want to add a hard disk. So if you want to add a hard disk, first we need to create the hard disk. So create the hard disk. The hard disk name is virtual box image, VDA. So VDA, something like I think Sai knows, right? VMDK. So VMDK is for the VMware. So VDA is for the Oracle machine. Next. So what is the size? It creating as a new hard disk. Hard, if I'm writing as a name, new hard disk. The GB is 20 GB. If you want, we can here. So up to 2 GB, we can attach something like finish, choose. Yeah. So another 20 GB is attached. Okay. Then start the server. Something like I'm adding a new hard disk into the server. So if it is a Dell PowerEdge R710 server, Dell PowerEdge R710 server. So yeah, so we bought a new hard disk, and we keep it under the something like any one of this physical drive, any one of the physical drive, we can keep it here. Something like so now, so already only one hard disk is there. I'm attaching the another hard disk to the server. I'm attaching another hard disk to the server. Yeah. So again, I'm going to this. I'm going to here. So then I restarted the session. Yes, it started. Root Red Hat. So before it is only one SDA. Let's check in the cd/dev ls SDA. So there will be another hard disk attached in the server. So before there is no SDA here, but here so it's added a SDB new hard disk. It will be 20 GB. So in the LSBLK list of block devices, you can find out. So you can figure out a SDB new hard disk is 20 GB attached. A 20 GB hard disk is attached, but not created or but not attached to any directory. So it is a free. As you see, it is not attached to the any hard disk. It not attached to the any hard disk. Not attached to the any hard disk. So if you want to attach it, you can create the partition. You can create the partition, then attach it. See here. So whatever we purchase the hard disk, something like a SATA hard disk. So while manufacturing the hard disk type, the hard disk type is the hard disk type is null format. So what is the default format for the a new SATA disk hard disk, guys? Null format. What is the format, guys? Null format. So but in the Linux, you see, guys, something like the partition. So df -h So you see the partition type is something like XFS. Partition type is XFS. Something like Linux. Linux recognizes only partitions, something like ext2, ext3, ext4, and XFS. So XFS is from CentOS 7 or Red Hat 7. So ext4 is for Red Hat or CentOS 6. So this is for 5. So this is for 4. So Red Hat started from CentOS 4. So it will be a feature added in the ext2, and it will be released as a ext3. So there is another feature is added in the ext4 and released as a ext4. So something like another feature added in the ext4 and released as a XFS. Now the CentOS or Red Hat, CentOS or a Red Hat, or whatever it may be. So it will be, it will the Linux will knows the either XFS or ext, whatever the version, something like ext4 or something like. So, but so when we bought the hard disk, the format is null. So if you want to use it under the say Red Hat or CentOS, we need to format it. We need to format it either XFS or ext4 from null to null to format either XFS or ext3. How we can format this? How we can format this? So from null to we can change from the format type. So that format type from null to MK, ext4 MK XFS, something like, sorry, MKFS means make file system. This is the file system, right, sir? MKFS dot ext4 ext4. What is the device name? /dev sdb r1. I am creating a partition 1, something like another two mkfs dot. So I'm creating a partition type is xfs /dev sdb. So I created a two partition sdb1 and sdb2. So the the format, so change it from the format, change it from null to this is the 20 GB we added hard disk. This is something like a new hard disk. So this 20 GB. So I created I created the partitions something like a sdb1 and sdb2. So these two partitions. So change it from the format null to. So one is ext4. So other one is null to XFS. XFS. So Linux recognizes only these formats. Linux recognize only these formats. So if it is a null format, you attach it to that file. So it will not recognize. It will not recognize and it will not copy any. It will not. You cannot copy anything to the directory. To the directory. So something like SDB1 is attached to less something like a app logs, for example. Similar SDB2 is attached to something like a DBA logs. So this is the at 10 GB. This is a at 10 GB. How we can format this SD? How we can format this SDB? So where it is? It is under the /dev. So how we can format this SDB? So by using the fdisk command. By using the fdisk command, by using the fdisk command, by using the fdisk command. So let's see how we can format this disk and create the partitions. Yeah. So you have a SDB. So it is not attached to the any directory. That's the reason. So disk free. So it is not showing in the df command. So it is showing under the lsblk. So what are the list of block devices attached to the server? So we can find from the lsblk. So but if you type the if you execute the df command, it will not showing in the df command. Why? Because of it is a disk free, something like whatever the partitions attached to the mounted on the so some of the directories. This information will show only on the. So if you if you mount it to the any directory. So if you mount it to the any directory, something like, yeah, guys. I want to create the partitions if something like a 1 and 2 SDA1 and something SDB1 and SDB2. So how we can how we can create the partition, something like fdisk-l /dev sdb. Let's see the list of so list. So there is no list, there is no partitions. So you can check it under the SDA. So SDA having a two partitions. So one is SDA1. So another one is SDA2. So this is the size. How much GB it is attached to the size. So partition ID. This is the partition ID and partition name. So partition name, guys. I will show you so that information. Something like I want to create the. So if you see the list for the SDB, it will not showing any list because of it is not creating any partitions. So if you want to create a partition, so you can use the command fdisk/dev SDB. Yeah, it is showing. So it is showing. So something like if you want to create a new partition SDB1. So in the command something like m for help. So m for help. So something like what is list the L is nothing but a list the non-partition types. That's the reason we are giving the option -L. So yeah, print this menu. PM is nothing but a print this menu. So add a new partition. I want to add a new partition SDB1. So you can use the N. So create a new empty DOS partition table. P is print the partition table without saving the changes. Yes, create a new empty sun disk label. Change the partition system ID. So and W, write the table to the disk and exit. If you don't want, you can use quit without saving. So if you want to save the SDB1, SDB2, so you can use the W command. If you want to create a new partition by using the add a new partition in the N. So what is this good? I'm creating a new partition. N, yes. So there will be a two primary and extended. So initially it will be a primary, something like if you use the P primary, guys. So what are the partitions in the primary? So we can create the four partitions. So if you give the something like 1 to 4 partitions, I'm creating only two partitions, right? The size of the first partition, something like I'm not providing any size in the first. So in the second, I'm providing something like whatever. So 10G. So you see, so if you want to give the less size and kmg kilobytes or megabytes or gigabytes, something like I'm giving 10 GB to this partition one. Yeah. So partition one of pipeline X and the file size is 10 GB is set. So again I'm creating. So I'm printing the I'm printing is if it is created or not. Yes. /dev. So before I execute this command, there is no partitions. So now the partition one is created. So /dev SDB1 is created with the 10 GB. In the blocks 10 GB. In the blocks 10 GB is created. So 10 GB is created. So again, I'm creating a new hard disk, and so the again primary, and again something like a two. You can create the second hard disk. So first sector, second sector. So using the default value. So the default value is something like 409140913, or else we can give the plus 10 G. So value out of range because of, so it will take something like so it will uses the, so 20 GB is not using that, 20 GB is not utilized on this one. So something like whatever you have, so you can give the a default one, something like if you're not pressing anything, it take the default. So this will be the available. Then take this. So something like a 10 GB. Yeah, the partition 2 of type like size is a 10 GB is set. So if you want to write it, so print it, you can see the print. Yeah, two partitions created. I want to write and exit. Yes, the partition table has been altered. So now you can check the lsblk command. So it will show SDBA1 and SDB2. I created a two partitions for SDB. I created a two partition. So one is SDB1 and so the other one is SDB2. Other one is SDB2, guys. Something like I created a two partitions. I want to attach it to the directories. What are the directories? I want to create a directories mkdir slash applogs mkdir slash dba dba logs. Just I'm creating, for example, I'm creating the two two directories. I'm creating the two directories. These two directories. I want to attach these directory. This attach. I want to attach these. This I want to attach these disk to. I want to attach this space to the this directory. Then only we can use those spaces. How we can attach. So I already told you, right? So initially it will be a null format. So first we need to change it from null to so ext4 or xfs, something like mkfs dot ext4 slash dev sdb1 slash dev sdb1. You see, so the file is changed from the format. The file is changed to now ext4. Again, I want to change the sb2 also. sb2 something like I want to create a whatever it may be. You can use it XFS again, XFS or something like ext4 or ext3. So I'm creating a SDB2. So as a XFS, make file system as a XFS. Okay. So now I created the directories and I created the partitions and I formatted the from the null to the Linux file system, ext4 and XFS. So then I'm trying to attach, mount the hard disk to hard disk to directory. So here, so temporary mount, permanent mount. So temporary mount, so in we can use the mount option. So in the permanent mount, we can we can add the files in the fs tab entry. So va slash it is in the fs tab file. So we can add it. So mount it something like so temporary mount. So by using the mount command, mount a source and destination. So what is the source, guys? Source is the hard disk and the destination is the directory. Destination is a directory. How we can mount it? Mount slash dev sdb1 to something like app logs. Mount slash dev sdb to dba logs. So this is the temporary mode. So I am telling there is a temporary mode. So when you can reboot the machine, whenever you reboot the machine, these mount point will erase automatically. So will erase automatically. So once you add it in the under the slash etcfs tab. So after reboot also. So what do you mean by mount means? So attachment, something like a so so this disk space is attached to this directory. This directory. So if you want to attach this disk space to a directory is nothing but a mount. Him, I think, who is Henry. Henry, now you understood? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
So yeah. So whatever the space is attached to the directory. How we can attach? By using the amount command. So by using the amount command. So something like whatever we are provided in the slash etc tab after reboot also it will check from the slash etc fs tab and it will mount it again. It will mount again. But here, so after rebooting something like if you are trying something like a reboot mission or rebooting or shutdown, then after you start the mission. So reboot is nothing but a first we need to shut down the server. So if you want to shut down, so whatever the mount points will be unmount will be unmount. So services will be whatever the services we will be stop the services. Then it will be shut down the server. So after it will be reboot the server. So same like whatever the services are there, we need to start it, or whatever the mount points we need to mount it. So if you want to mount it, whatever the unmounted, definitely we need to So we need to provide in the file. We need to provide the information in the slash etc fstab file only. So after rebooting, while rebooting the server, it will be checking from the this file. So is there any mount point need to mount it? Yeah. So fstab telling something like we want to mount so something like these four partitions while starting the server. So it will start. So that's the reason. So this is the permanent mount. This is the temporary mount. So this is the temporary mount. I will show it to guys. You will understand. Yeah. So what I did something like I created a directories and I created a partitions and I I, I changed the partition time from null to null to x4 and xfs also. So what do you can do? So we can do so something like this is a temporary mount. Mount first you can check it on the disk disk-ht. Yeah, there is no slash sda mounted to app logs. So something like a mount slash dev sdb1 under app log df-ht. You see guys, so how much GB? 10 GB is attached. The file system type is ext4. So the size is 9.2 GB. So give it to the app logs. Touch to the app logs. App logs. So something like, so I'm rebooting the machine. I'm rebooting the machine. Need 6 or else something like mount. I want to mount the slash dev sd. Guys, tell me sdb1, sdb2 to which directory, guys? Guys, tell me which directory want to mount it. dba logs, for example. Yes. So df-ht. Yes. So it attached to the it attached to the dba logs. db logs. Just I'm rebooting the machine init 6. Let's see. Yeah, it started. Let's restart it. Root red hat. Yeah. Now check df-ht. You see, there is no mount points attached. There is no mount point attached. So because it arises while rebooting time. So this is the temporary mount. So this is the temporary mount. I want a permanent. I want a permanent where I need to add it in under the slash etc fs tab entry slash etc fs tab entry. So here you see, so already a root something like a slash also added. So something like a boot also added, SAP also added. So that's the reason whenever you reboot the server, these three will be attached after the restarting the server, while starting the server. The same way, so something like so this is the so this is the this is nothing but a source, the hard disk information. So this is the directory. So the file. This is the directory. So this is the hard disk information. This is the file system type. And default is the defaults here. Something like fsck and dump. I will tell you guys after later. Let's add your hard disk in this machine. Slash dev, guys, tell me sdb1 to something like app logs. What is the file system type, guys? File system type is app logs is ext4, right? I think ext4 defaults something like 0 0 something without checking something like again slash dev sdb2 dpa log xfs defaults 0 0. Yeah, I added it to attached it to. So I added in the slash etc fs tab. So now we can check it df hyphen df hyphen ht. No, it is not attached. How you can do? So after adding it to the After adding it to the VAS stuff, something like mount hyphen A means we can mount all. It mounted all. Yeah, so it mounted. I'm trying to reboot the mission in it 6. Let's see. Let's see. So if you use the temporary mount, it will erase. It will not attach. It will not mount after the reboot. So but so I added it in the permanent mode. I added it in the permanent mode. Let's see. After rebooting, so it will be showing or not. It will be a mounting or not. Yeah. Restart root red hat. Yes. So def hyphen ht. You see SDA1 and SDB1. After rebooting also it will be mounted. So before after rebooting it is not mounted because of so we mounted as a temporary mount. So now we set as a permanent mount. Now we set as a permanent mount. Guys, now you understood? Guys, understood?
Yes.
Yes, right? Kim, Josna, you there? Nagraju, Sai Suresh, Kim, Josna, Henry, Niket. Guys,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Bro.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes.
you understood, right?
Uh, Understood.
Yeah. Kim, did you understood? Henry? Kim, Henry,
Yes.
Niket, understood, right? Jyoti, you there? Josna. Yeah. So now you understood, right, guys? You can attach you can add a 20 GB or something like a 10 GB, whatever it may be. You can add it, and you can try to attach this mount points. So this is the disk partition, guys. This is the disk partition. So we'll show you tomorrow something like something LVM or a standard partition or something like LVM partitions. Tomorrow I will show it, and tomorrow most probably we will end this. So we'll end this, and so we'll start something like a user administration, then file permissions, then package management, then any one of the server we need to install a web server. Then we will wind up the Linux, guys. Okay.
Okay.
So hardly it will be complete. Most probably we will complete by 3 or 4 days. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we'll start the
Okay.
AWS from next. So now you understood, right, guys? Our servers will be in the a data center. Now we are working under the a data centers only. So we are not yet started AWS. We are not yet started cloud. Okay. Still we are under the we are under working on the data center only. You guys, so something like a you guys something like a think or something like you guys can remember we are working under the data center only still. So we are not yet started the cloud environment. Soon we'll start the cloud. Okay. So if you start the AWS in any one of the services, EC2 services, it automatically start the DevOps tools also.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thanks. Guys.